Hey, Egg Teacher Christmas here, coming at you with another video where we're going to retrofit the Home Depot Holiday Accents Jumbo LED light bulbs. Now, the reason we're going to retrofit those is as they're sold by Home Depot, they are battery operated. And I don't know about you, but I don't like changing bulbs out in the middle of the cold and in the yard over and over and over again as those batteries wear out. So in here there is a little LED panel. We're going to be abandoning that. We're going to be abandoning this battery operated system, and we're going to replace it with 60-watt LED light bulbs. Now, not only will this give us a brighter light in the yard, but also for me as an extreme decorator, it's going to allow me to put it onto my computer controlled system so I can turn these bulbs on, off, fade them up, down, shimmer, twinkle, all of the fun stuff that we do with animated decorating. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer, show you how these come apart, show you how we're going to retrofit them, and we'll try it in one video. It might go to two, but I have the two that are available in my region, which is the green and the red. They do also come in white. However, my Home Depot never received the white, so maybe next year. All right, let's bring you in close and take a look and see what we've got going on. So with these bulbs, this blow mold part here is actually threaded onto this light. So it does unscrew just like a regular light bulb does. You got to give it a little bit of a hug. Sometimes I just place it on the ground. Take two hands and carefully twist it off like a regular light bulb. You'll see that there are threads around the base, and now we can take this off and we can actually set it off to the side. I like to put them back in the boxes so they don't get scratched or damaged, and then we'll work with the insides, which is what we are most concerned about. Like I told you, this is a complete battery operated system, so there is a battery access plate here. We are going to work on both sides of that, so we actually do not need this on here for right now. We'll go ahead and take that off. It does use a small Phillips screwdriver, so find the one that you have at your home that works. And then we've got to be very careful not to lose any of those screws, because we're going to be doing a couple of things in here that are kind of a little bit crazy. In my yard, I like a lot of things to disappear, and because I'm doing a big decoration that's both a daytime and a nighttime decoration, I do want my extra wires to actually disappear. So one of the ways I'm going to do that is I am going to use green extension cords. So that just gently lifts up. There is our D-cell battery system. So we are going to abandon this whole thing. You are going to see me tear that out. I know it's going to hurt the soul of some of you, but trust me, this is for a better cause. Now the cords I'm going to use are actually indoor rated extension cords. The gauge of this wire, they call it an SPT2. It is a, looks like 16 gauge wire. Now this does have a little bit more UV resistance than like the clear SPT2 that you would see in a lamp system. And also it has this nice green color so it disappears. I generally buy these on clearance. So I'm not, for me it's cheaper to buy these than it is the actual lamp systems. So with this, I'm actually not going to use this plug. We're going to use this to tuck it down inside. So this will come off, and then we'll do a little bit of electrical wiring. Now, if you are not comfortable doing home electrical wiring, or if you have questions about those, please consult official sources on this. I am a home decorator. I am not giving you licensed electrical advice. I'm showing you what one of the crazy Christmas light guys does when they build decorations. So I'm going off a lot of tribal knowledge of Christmas decorators, and we're going to go that way. This is a two-prong plug. So with this, it does not have a ground, but if you look at any Christmas light string that you put out in your yard, there are no grounds on them. They are all two-prong plugs. So we're just using the same type of system that you already use. I'll give you a little bit more of a top-down view of this. Our work that we're going to do right now is going to be in this center cell holder here. I've got a drill bit that is just about, well, just a little bit wider than the diameter of one of these halves of this wire. And I've got it in here, and I'm going to go ahead and drill 2 holes in my battery compartment And I'm going to make sure that those holes actually line up. That debris out, and I'm going to be close enough that those are going to connect when I drill them. It's going to take a little practice. So what I now have is an oval-shaped hole, which is going to be just about the same profile as my cord. Now, I've got this part done, but we will put the waterproof plate back on. At this point, it's going to be water resistant because we're going to drill in this one too. So I try to make sure that my cords go the same direction as they go through the plate. So I'm going to come up to the middle and I'm going to drill 2 touching holes again. There we go. So that's what we have left over. We have an oval-shaped hole. We're going to put that back in to where we want it to be. And then we're going to prepare our cord and feed it down there and then put the pieces back on, because really this should be a fairly quick process. Now I told you I'm going to use these cords. I don't need this plug because I'm going to go through there. I'm also going to have it in a fixture, so we don't need to really worry about that process. So this is going to come off here. And then this is now waste. We'll throw that away. I'm going to take my cord and my plate, feed my cord through there, feed my cord through the bottom. Okay, that is now going to the front. And we'll go ahead and put all of our screws back in. All right, that's back in. Our cord goes through the bottom. There's plenty of room in here for me to reach down and grab that cord, and I can just pull that up as I need it. Now, I told you we were going to completely abandon this battery-operated system, so I'm going to come in here and start demolishing that. I'm going to get rid of the wires. I don't need those. They'll go away. There's a little bit of hot glue there, and I can just kind of get that out of the way. These boards, the little circuit boards with the LEDs on them, I tried a couple of ways to get those off, and they don't want to come out real well. So I'm going to use a little bit of brute force. Got a large screwdriver. I'm going to kind of push this down where there's a little tab. Push this down, and then that should slide out. Yeah, like that. Push down, slid out. That is now out of the way. Again, this is a discard. We're going to get rid of that. And then we've got to go ahead and get this retrofitted for our light bulb. Now, there's 2 different systems that we can use. This is a system for a industrial work light. I've used these a lot. This one uses some spikes on this side, so a brass and a silver spike. You put the cord in between and then you press it down and it works like a vampire. So it pokes into the cord and sucks out the electricity. The other thing you can use, and this is probably what, if you're a beginning homeowner in this kind of thing, I would probably recommend, which is using a lamp socket, because this is a porcelain base. It's got screw connectors. It's a little bit easier for you to use if you've never done a lot of electrical wiring. And you can find tutorials on how to use these online. Just Google how do I wire a lamp, and they'll walk you through the whole process of this. So I'm going to skip through this real quick, and I'll let you go ahead and see some more in-depth and thorough videos online on that. Okay, so we're going to work on that in just a moment. First, we need to put our hole in. I'm going to go ahead and drill right in the center. Gentle pressure. Alright, so that should fit in there. Ooh, hey, good, nice, snug fit. Might actually be a little bit too snug. Let's try a different one, see if we can get it wallowed out a little bit. Kind of contracted on us when we put that in there. That'll work for that one. Where'd our other piece go? There we go. Yep, it contracted on us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to help myself out a little bit. I'm going to pre-thread one of these nuts on. So this is a 12-pack of hex nuts because I need a bunch of those. These are available in the lighting section at Home Depot. And then the porcelain socket that I'm using on this one, also in Home Depot, and it has a few other pieces to it. So I'm going to pre-thread on one of these. And then I will slip my wire through. And this whole thing is going to feed back through this hole. And I may need to twist this pair to make sure it fits. Okay, get it in there. Okay, all right, there we go. I've got that place, that through, so that is through. I'll drop this other hex nut on it, run this all the way down. Again, this is just like building a lamp, so if you find any of those online lamp building tutorials, this will show you exactly how to do it. It is exactly like building a consumer-styled lamp with an aftermarket lamp kit. Grab this, see if I can twist it on a little bit tighter. There we go. Pull my wire up, and then I'm going to go ahead and proceed to wire up my socket. So there we go. We've gone ahead and installed one of the lamp sockets. Again, with this, I'm just going to skip that over in the video. I'll kind of show you how to drill the hole, but the rest of it, as far as the wiring, I'm going to let you see an online tutorial on that from an electrician so you can see how those go. But this is a porcelain light socket. It's now ready for a 60-watt light bulb. And what I've got is I went out and I got just some cheap 60-watt light bulbs. These are dimmable. I did have to make sure that I got that because that works better with my system. Then all you do is you thread that on there, and that is your retrofit. Now with these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reassemble that. And if you look in here, there's a part of this that is actually lower and a part of it's higher. I'm going to match my threads on the outside of this bulb up with that area. I'm going to push those in, then I'm going to gently twist, and it's going to lock down. I find it's easiest to actually grab them with your feet. I can push down, grab it with both hands, and twist. And it locks that bulb back in. And then we have our full retrofitted Christmas light. I'll let you see these later in the dark once we set them up. Anyway, now we've gone ahead and completed the retrofit of the Holiday Accents Home Depot Giant Jumbo Christmas lights. And we switched them out from a battery operated to 60-watt LED light bulbs. Anyway, hope you learned something. Ag Teacher Christmas out.